In this video, I'm going to show you how we can make edits to individual pieces in Onshape even after we've assembled them back in their original Part Studios. And these edits that we make in the Part Studios will automatically be applied in our final assembly. Now, where this would be important is if in the stage of designing a project or drawing a project up, you work out that the sizing that you've chosen is incorrect, or you want to modify some joinery, or something about how you've drawn it up originally needs to be changed. Rather than having to start from scratch again or completely deleting a part, one of the great things about Onshape is we can go back into individual parts, edit them, and that will automatically be applied to the assembly that you already have at the end here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to make a couple of edits to this. I'm going to make this base piece bigger. So let's pretend this is something like a toolbox, and I want to make the toolbox overall a bit wider. So I'm going to make the base piece a bit bigger. I'm also going to show you how we could modify the dowel and make it a bit longer. So we wanted to hang something on it, for example, and it's not protruding out enough from this base piece. I'm going to show you how we could do that. So this video is more so about the fact that modifying things back in their part assemblies will modify it within this assembly. So don't stress too much about following along. We're just watching to see how any changes we make are automatically applied in this final assembly. So I'm going to go into the dowel. I'm going to modify how long that dowel is. So the length of the dowel was determined not by the sketch that I did, that was the size of the circle, it was by the extrusion that I did. So I'm going to double click on the extrusion, which will then allow me to edit it. All I need to do is change the depth. So I'm going to make it something ridiculous so it's really obvious to see in the final assembly. Instead of 25, let's make it 100. Really long. And I'm going to accept it. When I go back to the assembly, you'll see that dowel is now 100 millimeters long instead of that little 25 millimeters that was poking out before. Okay. If I wanted to make the base piece bigger, I can go click on the base. I just have to work out which step it was that determined how long this base was in total. So it wasn't these ones, wasn't that sketch, wasn't the extrusion, it was our original first sketch. And I'm going to double click on that sketch to open the edit, double click on the measurement I want to change. Let's make it 500. It's now longer. I'm going to select the tick to accept it. When I go back to the assembly, you can see it's now much longer, and my mates to these end pieces have stayed the same. Okay. Similarly, if I wanted to make some changes to, say, the shape of these end pieces, I could go select that end piece, I could make some modifications to them, and so on. So anything that I do to an individual piece, even after I've done this assembly, as long as I don't change those assembly points, alright, it will maintain its final assembly. So this is great for modifying any kind of dimensions or basic features in individual pieces without having to delete the entire piece or essentially start your project again. So really cool feature to be able to go back, modify pieces, and keep it in your final assembly.